All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new update. And today's update is going to be something a little different for my channel. For those who don't know, I am actually a longtime gamer. I have been gaming since I was a little kid. And in fact, just a few months back, probably about 4 months ago, I built my dream gaming PC that is going to last me for a very long time, because I got annoyed with the way, Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft play games with their consoles and do all these new iterations. And just today, the PlayStation 5 Pro was announced, which is going to release in November. We're going to look at this console. We get a good look at the actual console itself. We're going to look at the price and what it actually does. And then I'm going to talk about my thoughts on this, because I have a PS5. And I'm going to talk about how much it actually gets used and what I think of this as a long time. And I used to be a staunch Sony supporter. So we're going to take a look at this. So here we go. The PS5 Pro was revealed for $700, and it launches in November. Sony has finally unveiled its most powerful PS5, and it is. In fact, a lot of people, I watched the actual announcement on YouTube, and the comments are not good because, number one, this has no disk drive, and the vertical stand is also not going to come with this unit. It is a little bit different. You can see it's a little skinnier, especially on one side, and it does flare out like the original. But now it has these three lines kind of running down the center on both sides. It's kind of cool looking. And it's still going to come with the DualSense controller, but it says the vertical stand is sold separately, and there's no disk drive on this. And as a longtime gamer, I will tell you that most gamers do prefer physical. When I go to the store, when I get games, I don't like to buy them digitally. I will only get them digitally when they go on a massive discount. And that's how I've always functioned. Now, it's different with the gaming PC that I bought. I still buy things when they're cheap, but you don't get anything physical with that. And that's okay. And I'll talk about what the big difference is between PC gaming and console gaming as a longtime gamer here in a little bit. But they have their own AI-driven upscaler that is going to be in this system. So here are the key factors and the key points about the PlayStation 5 Pro. It's got an upgraded GPU. It's much larger. So with the PS5 Pro, it says we are upgrading to a GPU that is 67% more compute units than the current PS5 console, and 28% faster memory. Overall, this enables up to 45% faster rendering for gameplay, making the experience much smoother. They are going to be adding advanced ray tracing. We've added even more powerful ray tracing that provides more dynamic reflection and refraction of light. This allows the rays to be cast at double and at times triple the speeds of the current PS5 console. AI, here's the thing that I thought was most interesting, AI-driven upscaling. We're also introducing PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which they call PSSR, an AI-driven upscaling that uses a machine learning-based technology to provide super sharp image clarity by adding an extraordinary amount of detail. The PS5 Pro does not come with a disk drive, but it is compatible, and that drive is an $80 add-on, making the system, after taxes, probably about $880 if you want to get it with the disk drive. So we're nearing almost $1,000 just to get a capable system. And then you add on the base as well, and yeah, you're looking at about $900, which is pretty crazy. I think asking $700 is insane. Now, this might have been okay if this is what they launched with back in 2020. But let's talk about my feelings on this. All right, so first of all, I made a comment that it is insane to think that with their software support right now that they're asking $700 for a machine that should have been released originally. And I just want to have the desire to be able to turn on my PS5 and want to play it in the first place, because mine has been a brick. I got one when they became available about a year after the launch, and it sat there for almost a year. I ended up selling it to get the Steam Deck, which is my most used console right now. And then I ended up getting a PS5 again about a year and a half ago when they were much more readily available, and it came with a pack-in with the second God of War. My system still sits there ever since I bought my gaming PC and put it together. And I do have an actual video here on YouTube in one of my playlists on tech, and it does show, me installing some stuff on that gaming PC. And I still have to do one more video on how to turn it. When I turn it on, it's going to go directly into games like it is a console. And I've moved away from Sony because of stuff like this. Xbox is known for coming out with multiple systems, and I've never been an Xbox supporter. But I was Sony until they really screwed us all over on the Vita. But I still buy their stuff and I still support them. But the problem is, I don't own a lot of software for my PS5. It's just me playing my PS4 games. I really only own 5 physical PS5 games, and 2 of these I have purchased over the last couple of months when they had a big sale. So I own Spider-Man Miles Morales. This was the only game I bought, the day it came out, was Jedi Survivor, and I played this all the way through. Riders Republic. This was my first purchased game when I originally had the PS5, and I never even popped it in. This is Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart. This I purchased on that sale, and Dead Space Remake on that sale, because those games were much, much cheaper than they were at launch. The only other game I have is God of War 2, Ragnarok, because it came with the system, the digital version. But outside of that, my system just sits there. And the reason I've kind of moved away is because you don't know if one generation is going to be supported in the next. For instance, I'm going to use a new Ubisoft game, which is a game that I absolutely love. It's Trials Rising. And Trials Rising is something that I have played on the PS4, the PS5, and also on my gaming PC. But I've moved strictly over to the gaming PC because that game is going to work today. It's going to work tomorrow. It's going to work 10 years from now. With the PlayStation, you might put in all that work, and it may not even be supported on the next generation. And that's the problem. And they have the ability to make this stuff available to you, but they don't. In fact, I've been a PlayStation Plus supporter the entire time that Sony has been, doing it, but I didn't renew this year because they raised the prices by $20 a year, and I'm not getting enough use out of it. It's just not worth it as a gamer anymore. And so I've made that switch over to a gaming PC. And I got to tell you, for what I built, for the money that I spent, by the time you get a PlayStation 5, you get the hard drive and you get the base, you're getting close to what you could get an actual gaming PC to do much better, performance than the PlayStation 5 Pro can do. You're getting very close. You'll have to spend a little bit more money, but then it's going to last you a lot longer, and it'll be well past the life cycle of the PS5. So as far as the price goes, I think it's ludicrous in this economy to be asking $700 for that console with stuff in it that should have been released 4 years ago. Now, obviously, technology does change over time, and I always thought the PS5 came out too quickly. It wasn't needed yet. It was rushed out there. And there is not, normally in a life cycle of a game system, I would own dozens of games by this stage. But I own these 5 and, God of War Ragnarok digitally. And there are a couple of games that I have upgraded for my PS4, like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I have upgraded that to the PS5. I think it's one of those they may have done for free. I don't remember. But I still have to have the disc to pop it in. But I have no desire to go out and really purchase anything. And I'm going to wait until Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 2 does go on sale before I pick it up. But outside of that Spider-Man, and they just released Astro Bot, and I'm actually going through and playing for the first time Astro's Playroom on the PS5, which is actually a really fun game, and it's quite extensive for coming free with the console. I will probably go out and purchase the Astro Bot full game, but I got to tell you, in the life cycle of a game system, this is pretty sad to see. And then they're going to be ratcheting up the cost and everything. And this is what this should have been the day it got released. So I think this is a little asinine to ask. You know, it might be good for new adopters if you haven't, bought into the PS5 yet and you think this is, and you don't own one. This might be a good time to jump in, but I can't even recommend it at that price. Like, I would go gaming PC for that price. But, those are just my 2 cents. So what do you guys think about the reveal of the PS5 Pro and what they're doing with the system moving forward? It does release November 7th in stores, and you should see the comments. They're pretty funny on the Sony video. There's a lot of people saying that even scalpers aren't going to go after this one. All right, guys, there's my quick update today. I do appreciate it. We will see you on the next video.